Hi, my name is Andy Russell. I am the guitarist and vocalist of the doom metal band Temple Witch. We are from Kent, Ohio. We formed in September 2020. So, is there a meaning behind the band name? No, there is no meaning behind Temple Witch. We just thought it sounded kind of catchy. We had comprised a big long list and narrowed it down to three names, and eventually we decided on Temple Witch. Um, can I tell you about Hand in Hand with Chaos? Well, we recorded our album uh, in Grove City at Sonic Lounge Studios in mid to late 2020. I think the first session was in October. Joe Veers is a wizard producer. I mean, he did 21 Pilots and a few other notable bands. Like, we live tracked the whole album, I think, in three sessions. Uh, yeah, Hand in Hand with Chaos is a, I guess you could say, philosophical album. It's discussing personal experiences and approaching them with a certain worldview that I found to be helpful or handy in moments that typically would be morally tumultuous, or a personal crisis, or a life watershed, which kind of gets into the lyrics. My lyrics are usually 85% poetical, 15% lyrical. It's just the style of it. I wrote all the lyrics on the album except for the chorus of Save My Soul. Jake, the bassist, he wrote those. But the lyrics are focusing mostly on those watershed moments, moments in life that really shaped what happened next, and what my philosophy was moving onward. The lyrics I write are revealing somewhat of that philosophy. I'm a great admirer of Eastern philosophies, Taoism and Buddhism in particular. The whole album, lyrics, artwork, vibes, everything is just dripping with that. So as for the artwork, we wanted the artwork to reflect the energies and motif of the lyrics. Luckily, we were able to find David Schwer, an Akron-based musician and artist. He is one of those rare people who was really hard to find. Uh, he was able to expertly sketch a regrettably long, antiquated art style. We asked for uh, a traditional Chinese art style, and that's what we got. Um, I also got a tattoo from him. He's excellent. So, is it important to have a label? Well, it depends on what your goal is. If you want to make it mainstream famous, then yeah, you've got to have a label. Uh, if you want to just rule your local underground scene, you can do that yourself. Sans label. All you got to do is have some merch and an EP or something. But if you'd like to tour internationally while still remaining underground, you're gonna still need a label, maybe an indie label. No matter what your path, though, you have to always be weary of what it is in the contract that you sign. There are a million ways to get screwed. I think, I can't remember who said this. I think it was maybe Billy Corgan. I don't know. There are a million ways to get famous, and there are a million ways to get screwed. Uh, for Temple Witch, a label is part of the plan, but so is caution. We want to be able to earn some money. And I mean, I think Deftones, they have to be on tour all the time just to be able to, get by. But they're huge, and that's unfair. uh, okay, so why do we write doom metal? Quite simply because it comes so easy and naturally to me. My whole library of music includes maybe 25 to 30% doom, the stuff I listen to. The rest is a whole variety of stuff all over the infinite world of music, but Doom is so fun to play, and it started happening almost without conscious intent. I was in a heavy grunge band called Cattle a few years ago, and near the end, all my riffs started to slow down and they were tuned lower, and I just kind of started to drift into Doom even before I knew what Doom was. I actually remember the very first time I ever heard Doom. I lived in Arizona at the time, and there was a store called Toxic City Ranch. It was a record store, and I heard Doom playing over the speakers of the store. It was really slow, heavy music, and I never heard it before, and I was like, this is rad, and I don't know what it is, and I want to hear it again. And I didn't hear it again for a couple of years, anything like it. And as soon as I found out what it was, it's just something, really resonated in me. I remember getting into music, the process of it. I remember falling asleep to the radio in first grade. I took a liking to, the Killers, Linkin Park, the Gorillaz, Bowling for Soup, Weezer, and Weird Al's rendition of Teen Spirit. Just absolutely blew my mind. Until I heard the real thing, of course, but that came later. Yeah, when I heard Nirvana in middle school, that changed my life forever. But that is a later part of the story. So anyway, in second grade, I heard AC/DC, and that was the first time my world changed. I made a bunch of fake bands in elementary school. I wrote lyrics, and I pretended to be Angus Young. I had DVDs of AC/DC's live performance, and I just stood in front of the TV and did that weird dance thing that he did. I wanted to play guitar so bad. In fifth grade, my sister got a guitar, and so I got excited thinking I'd just play hers and learn whatever she was learning, but she gave it up pretty quickly, so I did too. But I lucked out because in sixth grade we had a mandatory guitar lesson in music class, and I was hooked. And I used to play my sister's boyfriend's guitar whenever he brought it over, and I just begged my mom for a guitar that Christmas, and I got a $100 Target guitar, and I've played ever since. Now, the thing that really set it in stone was in sixth grade, I used to listen to Nirvana's In Utero with my sister, and then so I had Nirvana rattling around in my head, and I inherited Nevermind from my uncle, but I never really listened to the CD. I met somebody in sixth grade who was a huge fan of Nirvana. I was like, I know them. So I popped in Nevermind for the first time, and my life changed forever. And the way I learned guitar was by learning every single Nirvana song, and still to this day, they're my favorite band in the world. And that's how I got into music. So, if I could change anything about the music industry, I would tell of course, I would, down the line, I'd have more to say about this, but this is what I'm saying now. I would tell the music executives to stop judging a band's potential success by how well they fit into the mainstream sounds. I would tell them to take risks at new sounds. I mean, don't tell Queen Bohemian Rhapsody is too long and nobody wants to hear a 6-minute song. Don't tell Elvis his music is too aggressive and he swings his hips too much on stage. I mean, let artists be innovative the way they are by nature. I would also tell music executives to regard the music as a creation and not as a product for consumers. Music is such a powerful communicator of emotion to which anyone can connect. It isn't some kind of thing you buy on a shelf at Target, Uh, so anyway, have I had to postpone many shows due to COVID? Yeah. I played my first show in 2 years on Halloween, and yeah, it's been a bummer. But I, like all my other colleagues, have just shifted focus to other areas, writing songs, recording, even forming new bands. I mean, Temple Witch is a COVID band. So that, in a way, has been a blessing. Look at it two ways. Um, Epic fails during performances? Yeah, had those too. The two I can think of right off the top of my head. I played a show once that was so bad. I ended up getting so frustrated mid-song that I just started throwing my guitar around and rolling on top of my cab. And by the end of the show, the sound guy came up to me and he smiled with a consoling kind of look, and he just gave me a hug. And then the other time, no, after that I had to go and sit in my car and just kind of recompose myself. And then and my drummer came and sat out there with me, and he's like, "It's okay, man." And then there was another time when I was like 14 or 15. I was only a few shows in at that point. We got asked to leave the venue because we were too heavy, and most of our audience were elderly folks, and we were just like, why would you have a grunge band come and play to a bunch of elderly folks? That one was just funny. But yeah, those were a couple of fails. New music that is impressing me. I've been listening to this great doom gaze band called Spotlights. It's a husband and wife and a friend. But yeah, I've really been enjoying them. It's like really heavy, down-tuned music, but with a nice dichotomy of they have very nice melodies. They don't have screaming much or really heavy vocals, and they throw in nice harmonics in there, and I really like what they're doing. They achieve nice dynamics. And then I've also been enjoying a classical guitarist. I've known about her for a little while, but I've been listening to her more often lately. Her name is Roxanne Elfasci, if that's how you say it, I don't know. She plays these beautiful renditions of Debussy songs, and her covers are just really emotive experiences. And yeah, I find a lot of classical music I like that's like that. I enjoy Tatiana Ryskova and Anna Vidovic for the same reasons. I really wish one day I actually have a classical guitar, and my plan is to be able to play like them. The local music scene in Akron, it's probably a good thing Temple Witch is from the Akron area, because a lot of metal comes out of Kent, Akron Canyon, this area. When I was starting off in Cattle, it was almost absolutely dominated by metalcore, and heavier. But not a lot of bands did sludge or doom, and Cattle was grunge, sludge, and that's why we stood out. And Temple Witch is just doom, and so that's mostly up in Canton, but Temple Witch is down in Kent. So the good thing is all the metalheads like it. So we have a lot of great places to play and a lot of people to play too. We have a unique sound that fits into, yet stands out among a large crowd and peer group. So that's a great thing. We're lucky to be where we're at. And the plan for us is to put out our second album, which we're already halfway through, form relationships with the proper people, which is huge, get signed, go on tour, and make a living and have a great time. And Yeah, that's where we're at. So thank you very much, Antichrist Magazine, from all of us at Temple Witch. Jake Jones on bass, John Benedik on drums, and myself on guitar and vocals. Thank you. Be at peace.